Great Scythe. What has happened to you? Hello YouTube, it's Manic Man. I'm back with another weapon showcase. Today it's the Great Scythe. It is a Reaper class weapon and it has the damage type Slash. I'm going to briefly explain my build that I made for this weapon, and then I'm going to move into the pros and cons list, and then I'll show you the moveset up close, and then I'm probably going to compare it to similar weapons that are in its weapon class. I have 12 strength and 14 dex, both of which are required to wield the weapon, and I have 40 faith because I decided to use it with lightning, and it gets a B scaling in faith when infused with lightning. I didn't want to go pure physical with this weapon because it only has an E scaling in strength and an A scaling in dex. In addition, to squeeze even a little bit of more damage out of this weapon, I decided to use the Ring of Blades +2, giving it 25 more physical damage. With all of that taken into account, the weapon's total AR is a little bit over 400. Sunlight Blade then boosts it into the 500 range. Alright, it's time for the main segment of this video, the pros and cons list. The biggest pro of this weapon is probably its reach. Another pro is its AR. At max upgrade, its base physical damage is actually higher than a max upgraded longsword. This seems decent since it has so much more reach than a longsword. Sadly, it's already time to move on to the con list. One of the biggest cons of this weapon is its hit detection. For those of you who may be unaware, Dark Souls uses a hit detection system, where every time you swing a weapon and it hits an enemy, it detects what part of the weapon actually made contact with the enemy, and then there's damage modifiers as a result. It seems a lot of the Reapers suffer from this. In other words, there's huge differences between making direct contact with the end blade of the weapon and making contact with the shaft of the weapon. I noticed against some enemies in PvP, depending on how bad my hit was, or how low on the weapon the hit was, sometimes it would hit for almost as low as 20% of what the sharp blade would have hit for. The videos being displayed in the background, if you look carefully, you can definitely see this. I haven't noticed such stark differences with hit detection on any other weapons. The thing is, this weapon's damage seems completely reasonable when hitting with the blade of the weapon. However, the penalty for not hitting the blade of the weapon just seems too harsh. It would be kind of cool if this weapon was a high-risk, high-reward kind of weapon, but it seems more like a high-risk, low-reward type of weapon. Another con of this weapon seems to be its poise damage. It ranks in at 15, which is less than a longsword. The last con, or at least something I perceive to be a con, is some of its moves actually attempt to sweep the target towards you, which I just find awkward. Who knows though, with practice, maybe it'll allow you to get some sweet combos in on the enemy. I just don't see it. Here we are at the Iron Key Bridge. I'm just going to show you the moveset real quick. One-handed R1. Some advantages of that, it's fast and it doesn't consume much stamina. One-handed R2. This is one of the moves that attempts to sweep the target towards you. That move right there. And then he does it again the third time. Alright, two-handed R1. Not bad. Pretty fast hitting move. R2. So a lot of these attacks are very similar moves. Two-handed backstep. Rolling. One-handed backstep. One-hand rolling. And jumping. And that was one-handed. Two-handed jumping. Now I just want to talk about some of the other Reaper class weapons. Perhaps others are more promising than the Great Scythe. The Silver Black Sickle gives up almost all of the range, but I am assuming its hit detection is a lot better due to it not having a long wooden shaft. Yes, I did just say long wooden shaft in this YouTube video. But anyway, the Silver Black Sickle has innate dark damage, so I'm assuming if you infuse it with dark and go more of a hex type build, its damage would be very respectable, and its swing speed is very quick. I've heard the Scythe of Nar Alma, sorry if I butchered that pronunciation. You sacrifice a little bit of damage with that weapon, and I think a little bit of reach too. But I hear that its moveset is quite superior to the Great Scythe. I have not tested this yet myself though. Perhaps I can save that for a future video. In conclusion, I speak pretty poorly of the Great Scythe, but don't let that discourage you. I think if you put in the time to learn how to hit sweet spot with it, it could be a decent weapon in PvP, but it certainly has its shortcomings. As always, I really appreciate you watching this video. If you have any comments, please leave them below. I'd love to hear someone say, hey, Manic Man, I'm dominating with this weapon, and here's why. I would love to hear that. Constructive criticism is always welcome as well. And yeah, that'll be it. Please subscribe. Thank you very much.